He is going to check it.
I think it's hard to get value with the hand. I think that's what's going on in Alec's head. Like, if you bet out here, what's calling you that's worse than you?
And well, Greg is taking a stab at it.
Goes big.
6,000.
See Alec's face there. For
Alec's face, yeah.
He's going to fold
and he folds it. Greg gets it through. All right, Mario's going to bump it up. Ace Queen off. 200. And Russ has pocket queens. And, yep, Russ is getting out those raising chips. It's like 1,000 is the raise from Russ. Mario immediately asks why.
Oh my God.
I mean, it's not really fair 2-on-1. You got Mario and bobblehead Mario.
And I ended up deleting it before it went through.
Puts in the call.
I was like, oh my God, they fucking know each other.
King 6-8 flop.
2 diamonds. Russ is the only one with the diamond. Yep.
And you see Mario only 3 true outs for him. All the aces are alive for him.
Yeah, Russ goes with a continuation bet for just under half pot.
And the ace comes.
Ace comes with a diamond too. So.
Yeah, it is. It's an interesting turn card because that does keep Russ in with the diamond draw. He's going to go all in.
It's a hand that looks good for Russ. That's a pre-flop 3-better.
You see Jimmy start laughing.
Tough spot for Mario. Like I said, Russ was a 3-better pre-flop, so he should have a lot of the big aces. But Mario puts in the call.
One time, and
Mario takes it.
Mario gets it.
I had a diamond check.
You did have a diamond.
I still don't know how you call it flop, but that's okay.
That's a sick turn.
We already have our first all-in.
Oh, okay. Let's start
Didn't take long.
All right, Russ bumping it up to 200 with the Doyle. 10 deuce off.
And a snap 3-bet from George.
Well, with the aces.
Which could be a lot of hands, but it's top of range this time. Mario's got ace 10 and he calls. So everybody else, looks like everybody else got out of the way.
Let's see what Greg's.
Oh no, yeah, Greg came along. Russ
With King 9 suited, okay. So here we go, 4 players at a flop, already 3,300 in the middle.
George is known for putting the pedal to the metal, and he's got a real hand here, so
he does.
It's
and
gonna get fun.
Greg catches a king on this flop.
He's gonna lead right out for 2K.
Russ is high fold.
I don't think George is.
No, George is gonna bump it up.
So pretty dreamy spot for George. You got a guy leading into you on a really dry king high board. And here they go. Goes all in and snap
here
call.
we are, all in snap call with, as you mentioned, with Greg and George.
Yeah, I mean, George is raising there with all sorts of suited wheel aces pre and then continuing that flop.
All right, so they're running it twice. George gets the first run out.
And holds for
and
both.
Gets both. Wow, so a big double up from George. They're talking about Mario's bobblehead.
Yeah, Greg asked to borrow it if Mario ever folds pre-flop. Said, if you're ever out of the hand, let me borrow you. And as they talk about it,
Mario has
aces.
aces.
Yeah.
Yep. And now Russ is going to call. What's Russ got? King 9 offsuit. All right.
Defending out of the straddle.
Some of that.
9, 10, 4 flop. So backdoor to hearts for both Mario and Russ. And Russ did catch a 9 as well.
Mario C-bet's large. Knows Russ hates folding.
Stop it, Mario.
And it worked. Russ calls. Ooh.
Oh, but then Russ catches 2 pair now. Kings and 9s.
Do you have some of it?
Some of a what?
Can't tell you that much.
So Queen Jack did come in. It's the only thing that might save Mario a little bit.
You gotta tell me what you have.
Mario bets 1,500. Does Russ go for the raise, or does he just call again?
I wonder if Russ is thinking about ripping it.
Oh, 10K might be a little bit much. It's like an awkward size. Like,
Yeah,
He's not so short he can shove.
but he is going to call.
He's not so deep he can raise.
Yeah,
What do you have?
but you never know with Russ, though.
On the counterfeit.
Oh, and yep, counterfeits.
I check.
I should have fucking bad.
Mario knows he should bet river there. But
Knowing you got that.
Mario,
four.
that saved you.
Knowing you, that's your four.
The 4 saved you, Mario.
Wow.
Yeah, the 4 did save him. And Mario's reaction.
What the fuck?
Mario's just mad he didn't bet the river for value.
Yeah.
Alex, so confused.
Yeah, we do that, but also mine.
Both of those things. So a little bit of both.
But straddle is on, so actual startle Russ is
82%.
small.
That's good. That's
Sim with tens. It's going to be fun to see if somebody else raises what Russ decides to do. See him easily going for the limp raise with pocket tens.
What do we do? Got through. Let's go. Got through.
2.
Oh, wow, Alec does catch a good flop here. Trip kings for him. And Greg has the flush draw. Jack on the turn.
4.
So that does give Russ a straight draw now.
Raise to 12.
Now Alec is going to bump it up to 1,200 is the raise here. Greg with a queen high flush draw.
Call 12.
But now Russ is in the tank for a little bit here. He opened it up, and then Alec raised it. Greg calls. Probably feels like his 10s are not good here. It's an interesting spot, but he is going to call. And a 4 in the river, so Alec will get the check mark here with his trip kings. Complete blank on the river.
Does he go for value, or does he check it over to Greg, hoping to see somebody bluff at it? Turn his hand into a bluff catch.
Check.
He is going to check it.
I think it's hard to get value with the hand. I think that's what's going on in Alec's head. Like, if you bet out here, what's calling you that's worse than you?
And well, Greg is taking a stab at it.
Goes big.
6,000.
See Alec's face there. For
Alec's
everyone. What
face,
the-
yeah.
He's going to fold
And he
it.
folds it. Greg gets it through.
I mean, that's a big size from Greg, and every time we've seen him go big, he's had it.
Yeah.
Except for the one hand he didn't show down, where he had the straight draw. Russ opens it up, or Russ calls the straddle. Folds all the way back around to Greg. And he's got ace-10, wakes up with a pretty big hand in the straddle, makes it 400. And Russ calls it, gets to play the hand in position with 7-6 suited. And we got an action flop. Trey, 5 ace, 2 spades. So Russ has gut shot to nuts plus flush draw. Top pair for Greg, and he bets out 400. Russ calls. Turn 6 improves Russ to a pair. Greg's going to continue. Bets 1,000 with his pair aces. Russ calls again. River 6, sneaky way for Russ to get there.
Wow. Very good. Unbelievable. Got better and better. Not as upset as
I like king queen. King queen is good.
Greg with queen 9 suited, he's going to open it up.
Raise it up to 800. You don't want pocket 8?
Greg Yeah, it does open it up, 800.
Raise to 3K.
Alex, 3-bet.
Whoa.
Give me Jack.
10 out of the small blind.
Yeah.
Jack. Oh my God, what did I
Greg's
fucking
been
do?
opening a
What
little
did
bit
I
lighter
do?
and lighter.
Oh my God.
Time to
Like I
capitalize
did with
for
this
Alex.
guy.
He wasn't here for it. He was not around.
Greg's going to call.
It seems like Alec and Greg has gone heads up quite a bit tonight.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of times that you've seen like Greg open from late position, Alex been targeting the 3-bets. Yeah, maybe Greg's feeling some of that.
4 Jack Queen flop, so
Gut shot for Alec, and he's the 3-bet. 3-better pre, so.
and Greg did hit a queen.
That top pair for Greg, so we could see continuation from Alec here.
14.
He's got the 10 of hearts blocking. He's got the gut shot to the straight. He bets small. Good bet size, giving Greg stack size. Greg's not going anywhere. He's going to call. Turn 9 of hearts.
Oh, wow. So 2 pair for Greg, and Alec now has a straight flush draw.
And Alex got an interesting spot here because Greg has less than pot behind. So he could just rip.
And there is the all-in, yep.
I think Greg's going to call it.
So don't think about it a minute, though.
Yeah.
He's going to take a drink here.
Unless the stack size for Greg is listed wrong, because it looks like he might have a couple flags.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, it's
then-
his stacks there now. Now they're fixing it.
In which case, Alec's shove is for his stack. It's a little bit bigger. Wow.
1, 2 times.
Yeah, so they're gonna run it twice.
What we got, guys?
That's
First run out for Greg, and second run out for Greg.
Rough. Alex got the flush straight. Every draw in the world.
Wow.
So
That
that's
is
gonna be it
rough.
for Alec.
I don't think you can. If you said you would.
It's 188.
He's got ace jack.
7, hold it.
He's
hold
going to
9.
call from that small blind.
Raise 300.
Greg raises it up to 300.
Raise
10-8 on,
1200.
and then Alec pocket tens.
There we go. He 3-bet it. Makes it 1,200.
Mario's gonna go ahead and fold. Jimmy.
Looks like Jimmy's going to put in the call.
Calling 7.
And now back to Greg.
900 more to go. Nobody else lag behind. He does call, so we're all 3 ways
With a
to
slice
flop.
of someone else this time.
6 and 8 and a deuce, while Greg does catch an 8.
Yeah, top pair for Greg and an over pair for Alec. So we've seen Greg lead out in these spots a lot tonight.
Jimmy does have the ace of clubs too, so there's the backdoor to clubs.
Greg leads right on out. Now does Alec go with a raise or just the call? He does raise it up. We've seen Greg lead top pair a lot. And that's what Alec looks like he's targeting.
Yeah, 4,500 the raise from Alec. Too expensive for Jimmy. He's going to go ahead and fold. And wow, only 1-8 left in the deck for Greg.
Tough spot. Especially with the previous 3-betting we've seen from Alec over Greg. Greg got the best of him in that other hand. Maybe he's feeling a little targeted.
He is going to call, so
turn we go, and Alec's got about a pot-size shove behind.
queen on the turn.
Let's see if the overcard slows Alec down at all. Greg taking his time. Maybe he'll fire at it. Check. Now it's gonna be hard for Alec to get a bet in here. Doesn't nearly commit him to being all in. He's gonna bet. He goes for the smaller bet. Really trying to extract value out of maybe naked flush draws or a hand that like an 8 like Greg has.
3,400. The bet.
Bet size that you might get some value out of worse hands.
Whoa,
Wow,
Greg's going to
Greg.
rip it all in, and Alex snap called it.
A little surprised by the snap call, but I guess he had that.
I don't know if I made a mistake.
Well,
Yes,
so
even
far,
he was
so
a little
good.
unsure of himself there.
And
Okay.
they did run it twice. Let's see the other card.
It looked like it.
There it is.
9.
Okay, there's a 9. Okay. So Alec is going to be able to take them both down. So pretty big double up from him.
Jarrett calls a 10-8 suited.
Just when I didn't get hit with the time.
Greg's going to bump it up to 300 with king 7 of hearts.
Let's see what George has. He's going to re-raise it.
He's starting to get in the mix a lot more.
A7 for George.
Mario's not going to forfeit his strat. He's going to defend it. Calls the 1200.
Greg's going to go ahead and call, it appears.
So 3 ways for 1200.
It's the easiest way to do it when there's two people in the pot.
Trey 7. Wow, Greg and
Yeah.
George both get a 7.
George's going to lead out, or Greg's going to lead out. Bets pot of 3K. Don't imagine George is folding.
You almost won 10 because you forgot what reason it was.
8,000.
8,000 the raise from George. Now Mario does immediately fold.
Yeah, he teleported his cards into
Yeah,
the muck.
yeah.
That's how I saw it. Now Greg might get saved from the fact that George 3-bet.
Clayton, when we do a bomb pot, the button freezes. So the button does not move when there's a bomb pot that's going on. Oh, wow. And
It's
Greg
all
goes
in
all
call.
in, and George snap called it.
I have a 7. I think I had a 3.
Deuce on the turn.
So they're going to run it twice.
They were twice.
Wow. 6.
Wow.
Wow.
George folds for
George
both.
gets it. And almost 95K in front of George now.
I thought you were good when he said I had a 7.
I know. I was like,
Nice. So we do got a bomb pot going. $100 bomb pot.
That's a flop.
Wow.
Jack
All right.
diamonds.
Who has suited diamonds?
Give him the silver plate medal.
Who has suited diamonds?
We're going to find out.
check.
Or all the diamonds can stay in a deck. Never mind. It's Mario.
Nuts.
5.
Oh, wow. Oh, and Jarrett.
Mario checks it over. Jarrett's going to bet his flush. Bets 500.
He said I gotta pay time.
Jarrett can still hit the 8 of diamonds.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Or you get the
Alec with
queen.
that 500 each.
Queen as well would work, too. Wouldn't that be disgusting?
Gross either way.
Yeah, wow. Bomb pot, and we have flush on flush violence.
So yeah, Mario just smooth calls and Jimmy folds, so it is just the two of them going heads up to the turn. Ace of spades. So if this board just keeps not pairing, this could be fun to see what it develops between these two.
2K from Nate.
Yep. Now it's really easy for each one to think the other one has a queen in this spot rather than a flush. Now just any queen makes a straight, you would have flopped open-ended.
So I guess the queen is gone because it shows us 1 out for Jarrett. And it does pair the board.
Board pairing river might slow it down a little bit.
Still 5.
Yeah, Mario's going to bet. Hard for Jarrett to get away.
He's definitely going to think about it here for a second.
It's not wonderful,
I didn't.
but he can't
Yeah, he does call it.
That was just a little.
Nice.
So you let those go. You take risk.
solve. Could have been worse for him.
Table talk's been good tonight. They've definitely been, there's definitely been some fun needling.
Go ahead, do what you want. You check.
9-7 queen flop.
Check it.
So George catches his queen.
Jimmy's got a gut shot. Mario's got a 9, and Alec's got a 9.
Mario's 9 better.
So it checked around to Alec, who bet 100, then George check raised to 350.
Raise to 21.
Wow, now Alec's putting the pressure on.
Wow,
This
3
flop.
bet to 2,100.
You don't see a lot of flop 3 bets. It's usually pretty nutted. But I mean, he's the one with the 9 of clubs.
Definitely gave George a perplexed look, and he does fold. Yeah, Alec taking it down.
Wow.
Good stuff to him.
Not the way. I mean, it doesn't matter. I haven't had anything on like it. Like if I had like one thing there, probably was 40. I used to win them all, not anymore.
Hold 9. Hold 1. Hold 2.
Alex.
Folds around to Alec. And looks like he's going to raise it up.
Can you grab the chips somewhere?
He does. He opens it up here.
Had a little bit of a struggle trying to get those chips, but he finally got them. Raised it to 350.
Mario calls with Jack 7 suited.
Jimmy has 9-4 suited, and he calls as well.
Jarrett gets to close the action out of the straddle for 250 more. He's got queen 9 of clubs. So 4 ways to this flop.
King 10 king flop.
From Jimmy.
Jimmy bets 2,000.
Okay. All right.
Fold.
It folds around.
Quads. Good call. Let's do
And Jimmy shows the 9-4.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
My bad. My bad. I'm sorry.
Got him.
Damn it, there's so much nicer down here. I know.
Like what?
Like I just thought he casually was leading with a king to tell me to fold. Just like, look, I got you, bro. Just fold. Don't even see bet.
I got you, bro.
John,
Don't even see bet. Just fucking let it go. It's like,
Out of position raises.
And now Alec has
better than the
queens.
9-4?
Yep, George is calling
Gonna
9s.
lead into me.
Call from 7. Fold from the 8.
Jimmy's calling as well.
I can tell you I'm not gonna lead.
Jimmy's got king jack.
So we're going 3 ways to a flop here. Queens versus 9s versus king jack. 1,000 in the middle.
Uh-oh. This might be a little redemption.
So Alec flops top set. Jimmy open-ended. George open-ended.
Wow. What an action flop.
They check it over to Alec, who bets half pot, and they're both going to put in the call. It is a rainbow board, so no flushes can come in on the turn. But the 8 comes in for George.
Wow.
9-4 gets there.
9-4 gets there.
9-4 gets there.
So checks around to George. He did hit the straight with his 9s. Checks it back. Sneaky,
Mario
sneaky.
got me soft up and took it.
Oh, but the ace comes
Yeah.
for Jimmy.
Came back, got
Now-
singles.
Here we go. Jimmy betting again.
Alec told me we were drinking wine. Quit me. Alec quit me on the wine.
I quit, yeah, I did.
Alec snap folds the set
He
of
got me over the
queens.
edge and started taking advantage of me. That ain't right. That ain't right.
Nothing's worse than flopping a set and just having to put in a snap fold.
Yeah, that's pretty gross.
No fuck you.
George trying to figure out if his straight is good. Spades did come in
got
as
something.
well. Backdoor spades
Well,
it is.
Think about hero calling, but I don't think it's
A
a good idea.
chance.
Play
He's
tonight
against the
and figure it
flush
out.
also.
What you got, Jimmy? What did you ask? For the hero call.
9-4?
George folds it.
Let's see what Jimmy
Oh my
shows this
God, I
one.
got bluff.
Jimmy.
Bro, you're hiding $75 in chips back there, bro. You're hiding 75 back there. Actually, I think one of those are mine. I think one of those are mine.
Jimmy limps in, and then Jared opens the 400. Jared's got queen jack suited. Jimmy
I
limped in with
actually,
a
I
suited
actually
ace
think one of those are
ace
mine, bro.
Fold 2, fold 3.
Fuck, you still got 2 blacks back there too, bro.
Jared's gonna, sorry, George is gonna call the 400. George with 10-8 suited. Mario with queen 3. He's calling.
Yeah, Jimmy ace-7 suited. He's going to come along as well.
Oh yeah. So we're gonna go 4 ways to this flop. 300 apiece. 400 apiece. Sorry.
Deuce 9-7. Jimmy catches a 7, and
George open-ended.
yep.
100.
George is betting it. Bets 800. We're on half pot. We're gonna see Jimmy call. He does have backdoor clubs as well. So does George. Other players get out of the way, so they're heads up.
4 on the turn.
Goes check, check on a brick.
And Jimmy is gonna take this hand down. Ace 7.
George might fire big. He does. Jimmy kicks it
Wow.
off.
Jimmy did call it.
It's the second time Jimmy's picked off a
Nice
huge
call.
bluff with
Yeah.
just a
Jimmy!
middle pair.
Jimmy!
Jimmy.